छन् र बाँकी कहाँ सबै छन् जाति यहाँ कोही छन् र बाँकी कहाँ सबै छन् जाति यहाँ गरेका मिली सबै
गुराँस पनि फुल्छ यहाँ
एउटै हो सबको रहर बनाऊ यो हाम्रो सहर
एउटै हो सबको रहर बनाऊ यो हाम्रो सहर हाम्रो
Hello everyone, Namaste. Me नगरप Khanal, Basanta. In distance learning class Biratnagar from Makalu television. Dear students, our previous class we had studied the concept of articles, where and how we used it. Let's come to the today's class. Today I am going to take my class on the topic of question tag. Dear students, first of all, we have to know what do you mean by question tag, or what is question tag. Then what is the definition of question tag? First of all, you have to understand about it. Let's start. In grammar, question tag is a very short clause at the end of a statement which changes the statement into a question. I mean, in English grammar, a question tag is a very short clause. It is a very short clause at the end of a statement. That clause, which one is set in the end of the statement, which changes the statement into question. It is called the question tag. For example, she is a teacher. Let's see on the board. For example, she is a teacher. It is a statement. Students, it is a statement. Now, let's change this statement into question tag. As we know, we had already said about that. It is the short clause. It is a short clause. Alright, it is a short clause at the end of a statement which changes into the question. Let's see. I am going to change this statement into a question. Isn't she? It is the question. Let's see here. She is a doctor. It is the statement. Now, this statement is changed into a question, short question. Isn't she? It is the short question. That short question is called the question tag. So, we can say that the words isn't she are a question tag. Again, be clear that the words isn't she are the question tag. Let's go to the basic rules. Dear students, the two basic rules about question tag are: be clear. Should we make your concept clear, or write down in your copy? Dear students, the basic two rules about tag questions are: if the statement is negative, the tag must be positive. Be clear. If the statement is negative, the short clause is negative. The tag, if the statement is negative, the tag must be the positive. If the statement is positive, the tag must be negative. For example, they are not paying. Excuse me. As you know, if the statement is negative, the tag must be positive. Now, in this sentence, they are not paying. It is the negative statement. So, sorry. So the tag is positive here. Are they? But in another statement, if the statement is positive, the tag must be negative. Now, that is when you have to see the another example. She will come. In another sentence, let's see here on a whiteboard. She will come, won't she? She will come, won't she? I mean, the statement is here positive statement, so we make the tags into negative. She will come, positive statement, the tags will be negative, or it must be the negative. The tax is won't she. Okay. Now, for making question tag, at the initial, you should know the auxiliaries verb. So, you should be learn the auxiliaries verb. For example, is, aim, or, was, were, has, have, had, may, might, can, could, should, will, would, etc. These are the list of auxiliaries verb. You have to take the concept of auxiliaries verb. You have to learn that one. You have to keep in your mind. At last, if you get some statements in a sentence, you can change these statement into tag questions by using these auxiliaries verb. As you know, is, am, or, was, were, has, have, had, may, might, can, could, shall, should, will, would. These are the auxiliary verbs. Now, be clear one thing. That is, students, I am going to make you clear. Now, let's see in a whiteboard. I am writing here. Aim not, if there is, aim not. Aim not, if there is the aim not in a negative, if the statement is aim not, okay, if the statement is aim not, in a text, am I. Now, clear here. If the statement is am not, the subtracted form of am not is aren't, but for the question tag, if there is a statement is negative, when you are going to make the positive tags, am not is always am. So, I am going to give example. I am ill. I am ill. Then what is the text of I am ill? Can you guess, dear students? I am ill. The question tag of I am ill is am changed into aren't. Aren't. Aren't I? See. Am not. Am is changed into aren't. Am changed into are not. Now, I am not ill. It is negative. I am not ill. But what is the tag? It is the negative statement. Then what is the tag? It will be the positive. It is am. Am I? You should make the concept to this example. Excuse me. Now, let's go to the another topic here. Subtracted form of auxiliaries verb. First of all, I am going to write the some auxiliaries verb with adding an OT. Is not, am not, are not, was not, were not, yes, as well as has not, have not. Okay, now let's see here. These are called the auxiliaries verb with not. Then how do we make it subtracted? The tags should subtracted form into tag questions. Now, is not, it is the full sentence here. What is the subtracted form of is not? I am going to tell you that is not. The subtracted form of is not is isn't. Isn't. Is and apostrophe T, isn't. Next one, are not, aren't, are not, aren't. That is written already here. Was not, wasn't, were not, weren't, has not, hasn't, have not, haven't. It is the subtracted form of auxiliary verb. Now, had not, hadn't, cannot, can't, should not, shouldn't, and must not, mustn't. These are the subtracted form of auxiliaries verb with not. Okay, let's go to the another slide here. Remember that one thing should be remembered. In future, there are the two auxiliaries verb in future, will and shall. Will and shall. These are the two auxiliaries verb in future. Then, what is the subtracted form of will not in future and shall not in future? I am going to make you clear. Listen carefully, students. I am going to make you clear that will and shall, these are the auxiliaries verb in use in a future, simple future. Then what is the subtracted form of will not and shall not in a future? Now see, will not and shall not. Always keep in your mind. You have to not to be confusion. Will not, the subtracted form of will not is want. W-O-N apostrophe T. Completely the word changed. Will not changed into want. The shall not, the subtracted form of shall not is shan't. There is stress. The subtracted form of shall not is shan't. So always be clear. Well, you are going to make the question tag in a statement. If this statement in future with will or shall, you have to change this will not and shall not is a subtracted form. For will not want, for shall not shan't. But if the statement is negative, you should change the negative to the positive. Is, I am going to make you here, if the statement is in negative, the tag should be the positive. Want, will, and shan't, shall. Clear? Means will not change into want, shall not change into shan't for the tags. Want, if the statement is given by using want, it changes into positive will, and if the statement is given using with shan't, the tags will change positive shall. I think you all are clear. Next one. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now, these are the general rules. General rules for the auxiliary verb while you are using the auxiliary verb in a sentence, and if you see the auxiliary verb in a sentence, the tags is always in subtracted form. Is changed into isn't. Was not changed into wasn't. I have already taught you that. Now, let's go to the imperative sentences. In imperative sentences, there is space. As you know, imperative sentences are command, request, order. These all are the imperative sentences. Then how do we change the imperative sentences into tags? If there is the sentence, the statement or the sentences start from let us, be clear that if statement is start from let us, the tags becomes will you. If the statement is start from let us, the tags becomes will you. For example, again be clear about that. If the statement is start from let us, the tags becomes will you. Now, example, let Rita cook her food. Oh, the place is not enough here. Now listen here. Let Rita cook her food. Will you? The tax becomes will you. Why? Because as you know, if the statement is start from let us, you have to change this statement into tax or makes the question tax by adding will you. For example, let us Rita cook her food. Let us Rita cook her food. Okay. Now, the another one. If the sentences start from let, the tax becomes will you. If the statement is start from let's plus and the sentences are complement, these such types of sentences change into tax by using shall we. Now see here, for example, let's play. If the sentence is given here, let's play, this sentence is sent into tax by using shall we. Are you clear? Yeah. It is the one sentences which one they start from let's plus some complement. You have to change this sentence into a tax by using shall we. Now, the another one. If the sentences start from verb 1 plus object, the tax will be, the tax becomes will you. Verb 1 plus object. For example, write an essay. It is start from verb 1. Let's see here, write an essay, it is the object here. The sentence is start from verb 1. Such types of sentence is called imperative sentence. Then what is the tax here? Will you? Will you? Question mark. Okay. The another one, I am going to give one rules for you, not to be confusing. If in a sentences that is the important one, apostrophe D plus verb 1. If in a sentences there is given apostrophe D plus verb 1, the tax becomes wouldn't. The tax become wouldn't. Then if there is given apostrophe D plus verb 3, the tags become hadn't. Apostrophe D, after apostrophe D, if there is a verb 3, the tags will becomes hadn't. Apostrophe D plus verb 1, the tags becomes wouldn't. Okay. These are the general rule for the question tag. Now, dear students, you have to take copy and pen and write down some assignment I am giving you here. Supply the suitable tags. Number 1, Sita is a nurse. That is given in a slide, you have to copy it. I am not writing here in whiteboard here. Then number 2, she can hardly help me. Change this statement into tags. Let him sing a song. Number 4, she won't help me. Number 5, the fire didn't spread. Number 6, don't tell a lie. Number 7, I shan't run a mile. Number 8, there was a king. Number 9, let's have a dinner. And number 10, I am a teacher. And these are the assignment you have to do and give to check this assignment to your subject teacher after open your school. Okay. Thank you very much, my students. My class is over here. Then hope have a nice day and namaste.